Sheev Palpatine aka the Sheevster was born on the planet Naboo to a wealthy and influential family. From an early age, he displayed exceptional intelligence and charisma, which would later serve him well in his political career. Palpatine quickly rose through the ranks of the Naboo government, serving as a representative in the Galactic Senate by the age of 30. He quickly became known for his shrewd political maneuvering and his ability to manipulate others to achieve his goals. It was during his time in the Senate that Palpatine began to secretly study the dark side of the Force. He became an apprentice to the Sith Lord Darth Plagueis, learning the ways of the dark side. Using his knowledge of the dark side, Palpatine orchestrated a crisis on Naboo, which allowed him to become Supreme Chancellor of the Galactic Republic. With his newfound power, Palpatine began to consolidate his control over the Republic, using the Clone Wars as a pretext to amass even more power. Despite his ruthless tactics and willingness to use the dark side to achieve his goals, Palpatine remained popular with many members of the Senate and the public. He presented himself as a wise and benevolent leader, dedicated to protecting the Republic from its enemies. However, it was clear to some that Palpatine was not what he seemed. Jedi Knight Qui-Gon Jinn, who encountered Palpatine during the crisis on Naboo, was wary of the Chancellor's true motives. Jinn sensed the darkness in Palpatine and believed that he was a threat to the galaxy. But his warnings went unheeded, and Palpatine's rise to power continued unabated. After completing his studies at the Sith Academy on Korriban, Palpatine returned to Naboo, where he began his political career. He quickly rose through the ranks of the Naboo government, becoming a representative in the Galactic Senate by the age of 22. Palpatine was a charismatic and persuasive speaker, and he quickly gained a reputation for his shrewd political maneuvering. Over the years, Palpatine continued to climb the ranks of the Senate, building alliances and manipulating those around him to further his own ambitions. He became a master of deception, concealing his true intentions and manipulating events to his advantage. During this time, Palpatine became aware of a growing threat to the galaxy, the Jedi Order. He saw the Jedi as a corrupt and self-righteous organization, one that was a danger to the stability of the galaxy. Palpatine began to sow the seeds of distrust and suspicion among the people of the Republic, using their fear of the Jedi to further his own political agenda. Palpatine's ultimate goal was to become the Supreme Chancellor of the Republic, a position that would give him unprecedented power and influence over the galaxy. He carefully orchestrated a series of crises and emergencies that would allow him to take control, including the Trade Federation's blockade of Naboo and the Clone Wars. Palpatine's manipulation of the war effort was a masterstroke of political maneuvering. He convinced the Jedi to fight the war for him, using their own sense of duty and honor against them. He also secretly created an army of clone troopers to fight on the side of the Republic, a move that would later prove crucial to his rise to power. In the midst of the Clone Wars, Palpatine made his move. He declared a state of emergency and convinced the Senate to grant him emergency powers. Using these powers, he transformed the Republic into the Galactic Empire. With himself as its ruler, Palpatine had achieved his ultimate goal. But at a terrible cost. He had manipulated and deceived his way to the top, sacrificing countless lives along the way. And with the Jedi Order all but destroyed, there was no one left to oppose him. Palpatine's political career continued to advance, and he was eventually elected to the position of Supreme Chancellor of the Republic. However, he used his position of power to manipulate events behind the scenes, sowing discord and division in the Senate and engineering a war between the Republic and the Separatist Alliance. He also continued to train his apprentice, Darth Vader, in the ways of the dark side. Vader became a powerful Sith Lord and Palpatine's enforcer, carrying out his master's bidding with ruthless efficiency. As the war progressed, Palpatine used the crisis to consolidate his power and further erode the authority of the Jedi Order. He portrayed the Jedi as traitors and enemies of the Republic, and when a group of Jedi attempted to arrest him for his actions, he revealed his true identity as a Sith Lord and ordered Anakin to betray and slaughter the Jedi. Palpatine used this betrayal to further cement his power, declaring himself Emperor of the newly formed Galactic Empire. He disbanded the Republic and began a reign of terror. With the aid of his enforcer Darth Vader and his vast army of stormtroopers, the galaxy had fallen under Palpatine's grip, and he would stop at nothing to maintain his hold on power. After becoming the Emperor, Sheev Palpatine swiftly dismantled the remnants of the Republic and replaced it with the tyrannical Galactic Empire. He reorganized the Jedi Order and eradicated almost all of its members through Order 66, which ordered the execution of all Jedi across the galaxy. Palpatine cemented his power through a cult of personality, with the Imperial military and citizens alike encouraged to see him as a deity-like figure. Known as Emperor Palpatine or Darth Sidious, he was a master of manipulation and propaganda, using his influence to maintain control over the populace. The Imperial Senate was dissolved, and the galaxy was ruled through military governors and bureaucrats, despite his best efforts. However, a rebellion began to take shape, led by Princess Leia Organa and supported by a group of rebels. The Alliance to Restore the Republic fought against the Empire and its oppressive regime. Palpatine personally oversaw the construction of the Death Star, a massive battle station with the power to destroy entire planets, in an effort to suppress the rebellion. In his quest for ultimate power, Palpatine also sought to unlock the secrets of the Force. He was obsessed with the ancient Sith, and he delved into the dark side of the Force in search of greater power. He took on several apprentices over the years, including Darth Vader, who he groomed to be his right-hand man and enforcer. Despite the growing rebellion and other threats to his power, Palpatine was able to maintain control over the galaxy for over 2 decades. His cruelty and tyranny were unmatched, and he struck fear into the hearts of even his closest allies. It seemed that nothing could stop the Emperor from achieving his ultimate goal of dominating the galaxy and mastering the dark side of the Force. Palpatine's iron grip on the galaxy remained firm, and the Imperial Senate was eventually disbanded, leaving Palpatine as the sole ruler of the galaxy. He became increasingly tyrannical and authoritarian, using fear and intimidation to maintain his power. However, Palpatine's rule was not without opposition. A group of rebels, including Princess Leia Organa and Luke Skywalker, emerged to challenge his authority. Palpatine saw them as a threat to his rule and sought to crush the rebellion at all costs. In an attempt to lure Luke Skywalker to the dark side, Palpatine arranged for his capture and brought him to the Death Star. He hoped to turn Luke to his side and make him his apprentice. But Luke resisted and eventually defeated Palpatine's apprentice, Darth Vader. Palpatine was enraged by Vader's defeat and attempted to kill Luke with Force lightning. But Vader intervened and threw Palpatine into the Death Star's reactor core, killing him and bringing an end to his reign of terror. Palpatine's legacy continued to haunt the galaxy. However, his followers, known as the Sith Eternal, sought to resurrect him and continue his vision of a galaxy ruled by the dark side. They succeeded in bringing him back to life, but he was ultimately defeated once again by a coalition of rebels and former Imperial soldiers. Despite his many crimes, Palpatine was a complex figure. He was a skilled politician and strategist, capable of manipulating others to achieve his goals. He was also a powerful Force user, with a deep knowledge of the dark side. However, his lust for power and his willingness to sacrifice anything to achieve his goals ultimately led to his downfall. Leave a comment if you have suggestions for future videos and don't forget to like the video. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications if you want to hear more.